Uh, how was your meditation this week?
Okay, I've been feeling very heavy. Like literally a cosmic weight, like force of gravity, heavy with everything going on, with the disaster and the war and just other stuff. Just feeling the weight of the universe. Sometimes it feels
Yeah,
very light, sometimes it feels very heavy. Been trying not to control my experience. You know,
yeah,
okay, this is what it is. You don't have to cheer yourself up. You can
yeah.
just
It's just
go ahead.
yeah, it's just what's happening. You know, it's just what's happening. Yeah, but when there's that sense of separation, it may seem as if this or what's happening or what seems to be happening is happening to me, but it's never really happening to anyone already. It's just what seems to be happening. And even when it seems to be personal, it's already impersonal. There is no entity that this or what seems to be happening can happen to. There can be that just imagination appearing in this, that I'm somebody who was born one day, I'm a man, oh, so life is happening to me. I don't want life to be bad. I want it to be good for me. But that's just a story. There's already no one there. There's no center. There's no one there that this can happen to. It's just happening. And it may seem as if it's going somewhere, but it's never really going anywhere. It's just a story. If it seems as if it's going somewhere, that's just a story. This isn't happening to anyone already. This is already shapeless, yet appearing as a shape. The me or the separate self can never really be found. There can be that assumption that there's somebody, but it's just an assumption, you know. It's just something that has to do with the knowledge and the memory that there's a real somebody. So there's just this already, which is already whole and complete. There's already no one here who's seeking for this. There's already no one who's doing anything. There's just this, as pressing as what seems to be somebody seeking or doing anything. So just this, as it is, can never be found because there's no separation. There's nothing separate from it to find it already. There's just it. There can be thoughts, there can be a thinking that's uh, there's it's not it already. There must be something other than this. This can't be just this. Those are just thoughts appearing in this as this. There's already no one there to think about anything or to do anything. So this is nothing being everything. So nothing, that which is nothing, can never really be found. That which is nothing can never really be known, because it's not a thing. And there's nothing separate from it to know it already. So there's just vastness. You can call it whatever. It doesn't really mind. This as it is already nameless. It's already wordless. It's already what it is. Even when there is a thinking that, there must be something other than this. There is already no thinker of thoughts. There is already no doer. There is already no separate self to fall away, to collapse. Everything is this already. Even what appears to be the sense of being separate or the sense of separation is already just this. The sense as it is not coming from somewhere. It's just this already. This unknowable spaciousness. So there are no people in the world who are listening to this already. And there's no one who's listening already. There's just talking happening, which is already empty, and listening happening, which is already empty. And these bodies are empty. There's no one in them. And just this, isn't a story. Yet it may appear as stories. But this as it is just not a story. It's not even a thing that can be grasped, that can be known, that can be understood. There's already nothing sticking out that can, maybe by hearing the message, that can eventually become one with this. There's just simply this. Even what appears to be sticking out is already this, is already an expression of this. The imaginary separate self trying to find this is already just this. That which is imagined can never really find anything because it's already not there as separate from this. It's just an imagination. The imagination itself can simply just stop or can just dissipate, and then a recognition may happen that there's only ever this. There's nothing here to find anything already. somebody looking for everything. That's an illusion. That's illusory. There's no one to look. There's just everything already. Nothing to find everything. Everything is already nameless. Everything is already empty. Every story is already empty. Everything is already weightless. There is only weightlessness here. Even what appears to be the story can never really be grasped, can never really be seen. It can be imagined and also taken to be real, but it's never real. There's no real story that can be seen, that can be grasped. There's just this. And no one knows this already. Yet, a thought that appears in this, saying there's somebody who knows this, that's this too. So this is beautiful for no one. This can't be found because it's never lost. This can't be known because there is no knower. There is only unknowable or unknowing. There is nothing separate from this to become one with this already. There is just this. It may appear to say, hey, but there must be something wrong. I'm not there yet. I'm getting there day by day. I can feel it. But that's as it is already an expression of that which is not getting anywhere. Is already an expression of that which is not feeling anything already. So there's actually no one to address anyone. There's no one to help anyone get to a certain place already. There's just this. Somebody helping somebody to get to a certain position. It's just this already. It's just this expressing as that. So it's not wrong or right. It's beautiful. Every expression is beautiful. There is no suppression of anything. Even when there is suppression as well, there's this too. Also as expressing as what seems to be a suppression. So you can't go wrong with this. You can't go wrong or right. This is neutral already. It is so free to appear as anything. It is so free to appear as any story. It is so free to express as every apparent object. There are no limitations here. Even what seems to be a limitation is already that which is limitless already. There is already no seeker who's seeking for this. They can be seeking, and the seeking itself is already not being done by anybody, and it's not wrong or right. It's just this expressing as that. Meditation as well may seem to happen. It's not wrong or right, it's just what appears to happen. It's already not being done by anybody. A thought of getting up, going to the kitchen to prepare food, to eat, is already, that's as it is, it's already not being done by anybody. Even when there's a thinking that there's somebody who's doing it, it's just an expression of vastness, of this spaciousness, indescribable.
So what would you
More,
say? What would you say to those that are now going through extreme pain in Israel or the hurricanes or personal pain that are experiencing, self-aside, perceived self-aside,
yeah.
great heaviness and pain? How should we think of?
Yes. Well, as it is seen here, uh, everything or every expression is already nothing expressing as that. So it is seen as well that there are no people anywhere in the world. It's just this expressing as what seems to be people going through things, some things, you know. But what I can say when we have to talk about the story, what I can say is that nothing lasts forever. Everything comes and goes. Pain comes and goes. It doesn't come to stay. There may seem to be a pain there, but before it came, it was never there. It just came. Then, which means it will eventually go away. Nothing lasts forever. So in the story, or when there's that sense of being separate from everything, or the sense of separation, it may seem as if this is actually happening to somebody, to a certain person, But really, you know, uh, what I can say as well to those who seem to be going through some things is that they should hold on and never give up, you know, keep on doing what is supposed to be done at that particular time. Help each other, support each other, Pray for each other. Whatever comes will eventually go away. Nothing lasts forever. The situation will change. There might be families that have lost their loved ones, crying day and night. I would say to those, they must hold on and never give up. Pray without ceasing, you know,
Pray without
and whatever,
ceasing,
without ceasing, without stopping,
without
ceasing.
stopping, ceasing. Pray
Yes,
ceaselessly. Yes.
yes, yeah, yeah. But there are no much words to that are coming up here that I can say. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever.
There may not be people, but there certainly is pain.
Yeah, pain is there, and pain is there, and the pain as well may be there may be identification with the pain. There might be something that identifies with the pain and say it's my pain. But it doesn't last. It doesn't last. And the way things are happening is just how life expresses, you know. Life as it is can never be destroyed, you know. Bodies may be obliterated. Uh, there may be pain, suffering that seems to be happening, but life doesn't suffer. Life is vast. Life has no location. It is exactly life that expresses as pain, that expresses as suffering. But there is actually no one there to suffer, you know. But the identification with the story, it may seem as if there is somebody there who's suffering. But those are just stories, you know. Those are just stories. So it's just life expressing as what seems to be a war, life expressing as what seems to be thunderstorms, hurricanes, snow, people. There are no real people who are separate from life. There is no thunderstorm that is separate from life. Everything is just life expressing. And when the body drops, that might be recognized that there was just life. There was never anything. The world and the people in the world, this is just a play, you know. This is just a play. There are different characters here, just like in the movie. There might be a different characters. There might be thunderstorms happening in the movie, tornadoes, people running away from tornadoes. But, you know, the movie is just a movie. You know, those are just actors. It might be seen that there was no real tornado or there was no real hurricane. There was just simply a green
Green screen.
what's it?
Green
Exactly.
screen.
Just like a TV screen, you know. It may seem as if you're watching real people being murdered, you know, when you're watching a movie. It's like, you're not watching a screen, you're watching mountains, you're watching the city, birds flying, you know. But when you turn off the TV, the TV sets, it is seen that it was all just a screen. There were no mountains, there were no birds, there were no people being murdered. So this is just a three-dimensional screen, you know. It's just a screen. It is never affected when the bodies drop. When there's an explosion, it's never affected by anything. Bodies dropping, bad weather, thunderstorms, explosions happening, they might happen, but the screen, this screen, is never affected. What you really are is never affected by anything. But what you take yourself to be, it may seem as if it's getting affected. But that which you are is vast, is formless, is everywhere present, as nothing. So it can never really be affected. Only the idea can be affected. You take yourself to be. Only the story may seem to be affected, but what you really are, which is nothing, can never be affected, because what you are is not a man or a woman. What you are was never born. It never dies. It is formless, empty, yet appearing as what seems to be objects, appearing as stories. So this doesn't mind the stories. This isn't trying to get rid of the story. It may seem to participate in the story. If it's being called to do anything, it might be there to do anything, to support, to pray, to heal somebody who's sick, you know.
It's all magic
But it
anyway,
is always,
right?
sorry?
It's all magic anyway, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's real and unreal. It's real just the way it is, but it's unreal when it appears that there's somebody who has to do something who's a doer.
I wanted to share this thing with you, this very strange thing. So, the town I was born in, or not the town I grew up in, there was uh, a president of the United States that was born very near there, and he was one of the worst presidents ever. Right before he is he was president right before the Great Depression, and basically did nothing to stop it. Couldn't stop it. But at one point in time, he saved a bunch of children in Belgium, I guess. Uh, I don't know. There was some sort of a I don't know exactly what the story is, but for some reason, when he died, well, Belgium actually gifted him this statue, which he has at his funeral places, and it's this beautiful statue, which is decidedly unchristian. It's the goddess Isis, ancient Egyptian goddess Isis. And see, there's got to be more pictures over here. Oops, that's not Isis. I don't know why it brought me over here. Um, but do 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 do. Underneath the statue, so this is a woman with a veil on, right? It says, "I am all that has been and is and shall be, and no mortal has ever lifted my mantle."
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard a different translation. I've heard let's see, may veil. I'm all that is. I am all that has been and is and shall be, and no mortal has ever lifted my veil. Is what is the way it translates it there. You can't lift the veil. And there she is. Everything that shall be. And there's all this strange mysticism. So there's an ankh. Her fingers are in this ankh here. And all this strange imagery here. So I think it has this picture isn't as good. It doesn't have the translation underneath it, but I've got a bunch of pictures I've taken myself. Anyway, I thought you'd enjoy this strange thing from my youth.
Wow, it's very strange.
So yeah, I mean this guy, this president grew up in a as a Quaker. Do you know what a Quaker is? Probably not.
No.
Quaker is a strange offshoot Christianity religion in America that started early in American history. And I think they were very devout, and they did a lot of reading and preaching, and they're still like known for facilitating discussion, political discussions, and so forth. But anyway, um, very devout Christian with this very unchristian statue at his gravesite. Yeah. Anyway, seems to sum it up.
Yeah. That's beautiful. I've also heard there's a certain story I heard about. I think it relates to the goddess Isis that we're talking about.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I think they were talking about the Anunnaki, the gods of Egypt that came, and they actually came here to mine the gold.
Mhm.
So they had to they had to they found people. The story goes like this: they found people who were already here in the planets on the planets who looked like the so-called Bigfoots, but they were very very small. Because the Bigfoots sometimes they say it's 10 feet tall or 15 feet tall. So somehow they they modified them and made them to look like them so that they could work for them to mine the gold. So yeah, that's the story I've heard
I've
about
never
the
heard that
Anunnaki.
one.
They came with their ships and landed, and because they were looking for gold, their planet was like um, it had problems. They couldn't like breathe properly because they needed the gold to block the sun to be put in the atmosphere. So they had to go from planet to planet looking for gold until they came here. So they found people who were still living in Stone Age. So they did a genetic thing on them. They transformed them and made them to look like them.
See,
So what these people say is that that's where the the verse in the Bible that goes like, let's make men in our own image and in our own likeness. They say that's how that verse came about.
I have never heard any of that.
Yeah.
So tell me about your juju roots. What is juju? I have no perception of what that is, what that means. I mean, or I'm sorry, Zulu, not juju, Zulu. The only thing I've got in my mind is that it's some sort of African medicinal witchcraft kind of thing, but I really don't know.
Is it Zulu?
Zulu, yes. Zulu,
Zulu,
right?
Voodoo.
No, no, I'm talking about your mother.
Oh, the surname.
I thought you said your mother was Zulu. No.
Yeah, yeah. My mother speaks Zulu, and
Uh-huh.
her surname is Zulu. Uh,
Ah,
that's the surname he used before she got married to my father. My father's surname was Kwela.
but
So,
Zulu is more than a language, right? It's a religion, sort of, right? Or a tradition.
oh, yeah, they are. Here we do have traditional churches who practice uh, um, the ancestral worship sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, those people they usually do those things. They would maybe burn incense, um, call upon the ancestors there. At the same time, read the Bible. Yeah, there are those. those are being done in those traditional churches that are found in this parts of Africa.
So is it like voodoo where there's, I don't know, ancient traditions that are, well, I don't know, ancient is the right word, but traditions that are medicinal in nature or um, spells or anything like
They,
that?
yeah, we do have also sangomas. Those people go to consults. Um, so they would like throw bones
Right,
and tell people about what's going on in their life.
right. Fortune
And
telling,
if
yeah.
somebody has
Divination. Yeah.
a yeah,
No medicinal tradition. Like no medicines, no herbal medicines or tinctures or anything like that.
yeah, there are herbal medicines as well. There are those who whenever they are asleep, I think they are shown a certain medicine or a certain fee that will actually help somebody to be healed. If there's somebody is facing some kind of sickness in the body, they will dream about the medicine to help that person, and then they will go and dig it up
Huh.
and bring it back and help that person as well. Yeah, we do have such people who do such things as well. Yeah, I've heard about it.
And that's all under Zulu. That's all considered Zulu that stuff that was there before the white man came, I assume. Right?
Yeah. They used to as well. The Zulus they used to worship a god called Umvelingangi.
Hmm?
They call him Umvelingangi. So before uh, people came here, or Alpha Ripi came around here, they used to worship a god called Umvelingangi. They used to believe in that. They couldn't see him, but they would worship. And there would be prophets who are shown something about a certain nation that will happen. They will go and spread the message, the people, warning people about something that is going to happen. Yeah, there used to be such things happening.
So that all got wiped out by Christianity, or is that still a tradition?
Yeah, you find those in the traditional churches. You find those a lot in the traditional churches where they talk about their ancestors, that the ancestors are guiding and protecting them, and they want them to do certain things, to avoid going to a certain direction, so that they can stay safe, people can stay safe. And yeah, we do have such, I don't know, yeah, I wouldn't call it a church, but because it's just a gathering. That's when one man
Yeah.
is seems to be chosen to
So
talk
is it
about that.
outside, generally outside in nature, in the forest or by in the river or that kind of thing? By the river.
Now they usually meet up in the buildings. They
Okay.
rent a certain building, they gather there together,
Yeah.
and then people will, because normally here people are being bothered a lot by witchcraft,
Right.
by witchcraft. So whenever they are gathering there and they are praying, some would be vomiting, some strange things, cotton wounds. I've been to a certain church before before I engaged myself in the. I've been to the church as well back in the days. I think around 2012, 2013, a traditional church where people would vomit, uh, cotton wounds, some snakes, you know,
Do they con-
some. Yeah.
are they considered Christians? Is there any Christian aspect to it at all, or is it completely? traditional, as you say.
Yeah, some churches will be just completely traditional. Some will involve reading the Bible about being set free. You know, when you pray or make a strong prayer, the demon will leave. They talk about demon. Yeah, some people they do vomits. They vomit things, and after vomiting some stuff, uh, a person will find himself better, feeling better. When somebody was about to die, you know, and there'll be just a miraculous recovery happening there when that vomiting happens, or when that spirits or so-called spirits has been cast out. So many things are going on here.
So do the Christian churches look down on the traditional churches? Is there factions or accusations
Yeah,
or
they are accusations. Yeah, some Christian churches would say, "Oh, those they are from the devil. They are using witchcraft, or they are using the powers from uh, they are using powers from the underworld
right?
powers under the sea." You
So
know,
the witchcraft, does that come from the traditional churches too, or is that a different faction of people, or is it imaginary?
yeah, the witchcraft comes from the dark side. Yeah, the dark side where, like, I can say, when there is jealousy, when somebody is jealous about somebody, then they may say that somebody may go to a certain um, witch doctor
See.
and try to make a spell of some sorts, and then a person will find himself like I think I've seen those where people. I think I've seen those things where you find nails being pierced in the door, and
No.
yeah, here they do find those things thrown, or a doll being pierced by a nail against a tree, somebody's name written there. And when you go and check, you find that somebody is really suffering a lot. Or to find out that they made a spell, they made a witchcraft against that person. So some traditional church, they get rid of that thing. They
Yeah.
identify what happens and then help that certain person.
So these spells, the dark side, so to speak, this there's witch doctors or something. There's some folks that specialize in charging for services, but this is probably mainly something that's passed down in families and in secret.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. When somebody was maybe a grandpa was a witch doctor doing bad things, that may seem to fall onto some young one, then you know, yeah, it does happen like that. The same as um, mediums, Zulu mediums. If somebody was a Zulu medium in a family, you may find that along the years, when the time passes by, somebody will as well develop that's interest to be a Zulu medium, to help people to sort out their problems and stuff like that.
You see them? Are they known? Do you get a sense of it?
Yeah, they are known. They are known because they work with referrals. That's what I've seen. They work with the referrals. If somebody has been helped by a certain medium, Zulu medium, they would refer other people to that one. Only to find that there is a queue, a long queue, going to that certain Zulu medium, so that they can find find out what's going on in their life.
So the Zulu mediums are probably mainly talking to the ancestral kin, I guess. It's talking with ancestors,
Exactly.
as gods, basically.
Yes. They are able to communicate with that ancestors of that person they are trying to help and find out exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
Some they may be told by a certain ancestry, telling them about the story of that person, what's going on, what has been going on, and what is actually blocking the life of that person.
And what about the witch doctors? Are they known? Do they put the witch doctor signs on the side of their house or something?
Now, they as well, they work with referrals.
Right.
Somebody will go to that one and then refer to somebody who also planning evil against a certain somebody. Yeah, it goes all it goes the same way, both sides, I think.
And I suppose this is probably all exclusively in the Black community, right?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is all kept
There's
away
a
from
lot
white
of
people.
yeah, there's a lot of witchcraft in the Black community. There's a lot of witchcraft. There's a lot of jealousy. If somebody is driving a car, a nice car, there will be somebody who wants to drive the very same car, or you know, they check other people's life, how they are. If they if somebody is his life is not doing very well, apparently, then he may he may envy his neighbor or a neighbor, and then go and do something to the witch doctor to collect some things and do some spells to block. It's very
It's all
funny.
it's very ugly.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, probably all exactly the same here, would be my guess. Um, you know, um, and just different words and different communities and different aspects. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
probably all the
is it the
same.
same there as well?
Well, I mean, certainly there's mediums. Um, there's fortune tellers, which are usually grifters. You know, they usually basically tell somebody that, they've got something wrong with them and they have to come and give them money to help make the wrong thing go away. There's
Mm.
books of magic. There's ancient books of magic, that have been around hundreds of years to cast spells and so forth. And then people that help do that. But then there's I think the majority of it is just sort of an alternative, not anti-Christian. Yeah. Just so, I mean, there was all sorts of religions around Europe, right? Before
Yeah,
Christianity came through. So, um, and Christianity squashed those out, much like Africa, right? So, and a lot of those are purported to be um, worshiping nature, right? They call them pagan religions that worship the trees and the earth and that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of folks that have ceremonies, and I think a lot of it is imagined and rebirthed through books, and uh,
yeah.
it doesn't actually go back to it. real ancient tradition or a real book or a real, but since it was all made up anyway, it doesn't really matter, right? So it's just as authentic as
Yeah.
anything else. So so like when I go on my walk to the forest, a lot of times I'll find circles of um, uh, crystal quartz rocks arranged in a circle where there's been, pagan prayer groups meeting in the forest in secret and that kind of thing. Or like, I think I told you skulls, stuff, flowers, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I think, at the root of it, it gets down to dark or light, right? Whether people are doing things in a spirit of love and positivity, or whether people are doing things based on revenge or negativity, Yeah.
Yeah, there has to be that balance between the negativity and the positivity. There's if but usually the positive side is always more than the negative one. It has to be more than that. It's not good when the negative one is greater than the positive.
Right.
Good always prevails, as they say.
We'll see. I mean, what's obvious to me is that sometimes things have to get worse before they get better, you know,
Yeah,
and that's the
yeah,
place for the darkness. I don't know if there's a place in religion for that, but that's a place for darkness in general.
yeah.
Sickness.
This
Yeah.
for good to be exposed or for good to be seen, there has to be the bad. You can't say good without the bad. So these they help each other in a way.
Yeah.
Good helps to reveal the or bad or what seems to be bad helps to reveal what seems to be good as well. So we can say even what seems to be bad is good because it helps to reveal the goodness of what is
Right.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Uncle, see, I need to get on with my day. It's been a beautiful session.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Okay, talk to you next Wednesday.
Yeah, welcome. You're welcome. Thanks.